And now for an honest and unbiased opinion. Calder, do you want some barbecue? Come on. There you go. The tail don't lie, mister. Do you lose sleep at night wondering what would happen if somebody decided to splice the DNA of a bacon-wrapped jalapeno popper with a meatball? I do. So what I'm going to do is for the next little while is channel my inner mad scientist and see if I can't get this figured out. Warning, please, please do try this at home. Okay, so here I have laid out for us what it is that we're going to be using. For our meatballs, we're going to be using 1 pound of chopped up bacon, 1 pound of Italian sausage. I have 1 cup of blanched almond flour. I'm using that for anybody who's thinking keto, low carb. Alternatively, you could just use breadcrumbs if you wanted. I also have a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese here, 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. I have a tablespoon of onion powder, and then in here I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to bind it all together with these 2 eggs. Okay, then for our stuffing, we're going to use this softened cream cheese, and I'm going to use some chipotle peppers instead of jalapeno peppers. A chipotle, as you know, is a smoked jalapeno, and I just really like the depth of flavor that you get and the tang that comes off of that. So let me go ahead and mix all of our ingredients together, and then I'll come right back and I'll show you how we're going to put it together. Thanks. Okay, so what we have here is we have the meatballs. We've hollowed them out, used my thumb and my finger for them. I made the balls with a cookie dough scoop, trying to get a relatively uniform size on all of them. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of the chipotle pepper cream cheese mixture. We're going to stuff it into the center of each one of them. Then we're going to put it all together and see what our new creation looks like. I'll bring you back in just a little bit so you can see them. Okay, so I spooned about 2 or 3 of them full, and then I got a little bit smarter and said, this would be a whole lot easier if I just piped them in. My wife knows how to bake, so every now and then baking ideas come through one of our heads. So I just took, a simple plastic baggie, filled it with the cream cheese, cut off the end of it, and now I can just, see how quickly that's going? Okay, come back in a little bit and I'll show you back. So we, what do our new creations look like? They look like meatballs, but you and I know better, right? So what I did end up doing is I ended up doing a little bit more splicing, and I took the meat from some of the meatballs and used that as a cap for the rest. That just seemed a whole lot easier. So now that we have them, let's get them out to the smoker, see if we can provide a little bit of heat, a little bit of smoke, and bring these bad boys to life. See you in a bit. Okay, we've got the smoker heated up. We got our delicious looking meatballs right here. I really can't wait to see how these are going to come out. I'm going to go ahead and place them on the copper grill mat that I have. And we need to wait for the internal temperature to come up to about 160 degrees. So we're going to smoke them until they get there, and then we'll take them back in and see what they taste like. See you in a little bit. Thanks. So there you have it. Tell me that your friends and family are not going to start drooling once they see those. They look fantastic, don't they? Got a little bit of the cream cheese just starting to ooze out a little bit. I set one aside here so that we could taste it. See what it's like inside. So you got the cream cheese that's in there. Dropped a little bit. All right, that if happiness had an actual flavor, it would taste like these. There is a little bit of the heat off of the chipotles. The cream cheese helps to cut some of it, but there's definitely a certain amount of heat that's coming on the back of my tongue here. If you're afraid of heat, do not be afraid of this recipe. Maybe just cut down the chipotles. I used 4. Maybe you can cut it down to 2. If you want more heat, throw in 6. Look, there are no rules here. You do it how you want. So you know that the smoker was holding pretty steady at about 275 degrees throughout this smoke. Lasted about 30 minutes. I probed several of them to make sure that I had my temperature at 160, because that's, obviously you need to hit that amount. And making the meatballs about the same size, using the, the cookie dough scoop to begin with, gave me some consistency throughout. Please. I'm going to say that our experiment of splicing the DNA of a bacon-wrapped jalapeno popper with a meatball was just crazy enough to be delicious. So, I am Dan Olson. This is Hog Wild Barbecue. And until the next time, wishing you a good day and good barbecue.